Onto some other news now, platform, Payfast, has launched its 2023 annual industry report, looking at the current state of payments in South Africa. David Adams, who's the Chief Commercial Officer at Payfast, joins us this evening for more on this. A very good evening to you, David, and thank you very much for your time this evening. Let's perhaps start with some of the key findings of the report, the trends that we are seeing when it comes to the state of pay in the country.
Great. Good evening, firstly, and welcome. Welcome for having me. Thank you for having me on the show. So it's firstly, just to start, it's the third year we're doing the annual report. Previously, we focused on the state of e-commerce. This year, the report focused more broadly on the state of pay within South Africa, but focusing the lens on financial inclusion and also open commerce. Some of the key findings of the report is it speaks to the very big opportunity that is presented to businesses in South Africa, payment businesses, but merchants specifically, around the opportunity with the informal segment. The report speaks to a township economy of 260 billion that hasn't been tapped into yet. So that definitely is one of the key findings, and you'll see more about that in the report. Also speaks to the fact that most businesses are seeing open commerce as an enabler and a growth opportunity. So that's quite interesting. And then online sales continue to grow. Online as a segment continues to grow. And interestingly, one of the key findings is that from an age segment, we see that the age segment of 45 to 54 seems to be growing, the fastest growing segment from an online sales perspective, and now contributes close to 20% of online sales, which is quite surprising. So yeah, some real nuggets of insights in the report speaks to around that.
Yeah, let's speak about how the shifting ways of payments in South Africa can unlock, or rather bank, over around 19 million people who are currently unbanked in the country, and they access not only to products but ways in which to pay for them in whatever area that may be.
Sure. So I think the first thing to probably call out, and what we find in the report as well, is that one, businesses are diversifying in terms of payment methods that they are offering to the consumer base. They're also diversifying in terms of the services. Previously, you found user journeys or customer journeys being very singular in state. I went online or I paid for a specific goods, but that was the only thing that was being completed as part of that customer journey. With the advent of open commerce, we see that there are more than one transactions happening in a single journey. So at the same time as buying goods, whether that be electronic goods, the option to insure those goods at the same time. And that really speaks to the interoperability around open commerce, allowing multiple parties into that transaction, into a specific consumer journey, to give customers more choice.
Yeah, and the role of merchants here, David, in ensuring that inclusivity. I mean, the report talks about 80% of them not planning to introduce any form of delivery to the informal markets as yet. So obviously there's an opportunity for merchants to perhaps think more diversely when it comes to their offering and the opportunities in the informal market.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what we find is that many merchants think it's a segment they're not serving, but on the contrary, actually, the only difference is the segment is actually purchasing from those merchants. It's just the product isn't being taken to the segment. And so that speaks to the real opportunity. And what we're encouraging and what we're doing in working with partners is looking at how do you tie up logistic companies that are experienced in the segment, that's focused on delivery in specific areas, to open up and unlock that additional segments to merchants. So I'd say it's encouragement or advice to merchants is not steer away from it, but partner correctly, partner with people who have the expertise around logistics, delivery, or whatever that aspect of in the value chain may be, to be able to unlock and get access to that segment.
David, thank you very much for that. That is David Adams, who's the Chief Commercial Officer of Payfast, talking us through that report, what it says about payment trends in the country, but also the drive towards financial inclusion.